Welcome to the shortest Joja challenge video you'll ever see on my channel, also known as the CroPoJa challenge. A CroPoJa is Mal Blue Eye's language for crab pot only Joja, the challenge farm in which you must buy out the Joja warehouse by only using items which can be caught in crab pots. This challenge is not a Mal Blue Eyes original, the first I've recreated for you beautiful folks. This was submitted by a very dear and cherished Twitch community member, Leah Rose, originally titled Crab Pot Challenge. Now on to the rules. The Joja standard rules, as you have, I'm sure, most accurately predicted, are in full effect for this run. Please do yourself a favor and click the link below to get acquainted. If you already have these memorized, you're my favorite challenger, and quite possibly my favorite person. Just kidding. Not really. Moving on. The CroPoJa specific rules are as follows. Rule number 1. Anything that can be caught in a crab pot can be sold, no matter how you get it. There are a few crab pot items that can be foraged at the beach, as well as caught with a fishing rod on the beach farm. The advantage of selling these items is pretty minimal in the grand scheme of things, so banning this outright would be a little bit overkill. Rule number 2. Trash caught in crab pots or with a fishing rod can only be processed once before being sold. However, trash that is processed doesn't have to be sold. Similarly to the CroPoJa challenge, you'll want to be mindful when choosing to both use and sell the same resource type, such as coal or iron ore. Don't sell what you haven't collected from a recycling machine. Yoba and Grandpa are always watching. Rule number 3. While crab pots can be placed anywhere available in the game, fishing with your fishing rod is restricted to the beach, rivers, lakes, and the mines. Fishing anywhere else, spa, for guaranteed trash items that become quite valuable resources when processed, kinda defeats the purpose of this whole thing. Now, on to my run of this challenge. I had no idea how long this was going to take me to complete, so I went with my surefire goal of finishing this challenge anytime within year 1. I had done this challenge in the past, but it was so long ago that I couldn't for the life of me remember how it went. It was so long ago, I didn't even have access to the beach farm, which is exactly why I chose it this time around. While normally I would need to be at risk for losing my life to voluntarily opt in for a beach farm experience, I was happy to select this stack of bricks for this challenge. In terms of strategy, there were 3 very important skills I knew I wanted to upgrade to level 5 as quickly as possible: fishing, mining, and foraging. All 3 of these skills offer very helpful professions at these levels that would help me unlock my maximum crab potting potential. I decided I wanted to have a nice, round, even number of 100 crab pots by the end of this thing, and with their original recipe of 3 iron bars and 40 wood, I was going to need all the help I could get. Spring day 1 was spent foraging, collecting wood, and making my don't chest, quite possibly the best don't chest so far, if I may be so bold. I didn't bother planting my parsnips as I knew I would be eating the fish I was catching throughout the week, heading to level 5 fishing to keep my energy up. So I awoke on day 2, grabbed my fishing rod from Willie, and got to fishing to unlock the ability to craft crab pots, which I did by the end of day 3, because I'm amazing! I also unlocked the recycling machine, which I had big plans for later. Even though I had unlocked the recipe, I spent day 4 continuing to fish for 2 big reasons. Number 1, the mines still weren't open, so I didn't have access to the iron bars I needed to craft my crab pots. And number 2, I didn't intend on spending any iron bars on crab pots. I knew that hitting level 5 fishing meant decreasing the resource cost for each crab pot from 3 iron bars to 2 copper bars. Copper is way easier to acquire en masse, and so no crab pots were made until level 5 fishing was clinched, which it was halfway through day 4. I entered the mines on day 5 to start farming for resources. Because I had caught some copper in a treasure chest while fishing earlier in the week, I had already unlocked the furnace recipe from Clint and got started on smelting bars right away. If copper was on the forefront of my noggin, then bugs were at the back. Crab pots only work when they're baited. Rather than spend a ton of gold buying this from Willie, I planned to fashion bait myself. So, while I would normally run away from these gross idiots, I welcomed them and their super annoying buzzing noises with open blades of all caliber. I didn't make it home in time on this night though, a first for me in any challenge rerun so far, and woke up a few gold shy from where I started. Day 6 saw me crafting my first recycling machine, which was great because I had quite a few pieces of trash in the don't chest waiting to become more useful to me. After this, I promptly returned to the mines for more copper and more buggies. I crafted and baited my first 10 crab pots before going to sleep, reaching level 3 mining overnight. I hit level 40 of the mines on day 7 before deciding I really didn't need to go much further than that. I didn't want to spend too much time trying to collect iron on my own for recycling machines that I would be able to get from processing trash and recycling machines. That was super weird to say. So I collected enough to add 3 more soldiers to the troop before going to bed. 10 more crab pots were crafted and baited on day 8 before I achieved level 4 mining overnight. I was steadily maintaining my bait stash, though it had crossed my mind a few times to craft a worm bin. Except, I was finding crafting bait myself in 5 bait per chunk of bug meat increments was serving a greater purpose, as was crafting crab pots in 5 or 10 pot increments. Once you get past a certain number of crab pots all stacked next to each other, you kinda lose track of what's baited and what's not baited. If I kept ending the day with a stack of bait ending in a 0 or a 5, I knew everything was ready to go for the next day. Because worm bins can create 4 to 5 pieces daily, I didn't want to run the risk of throwing off my groove. This is when I developed a new goal: get to level 10 fishing and unlock the lore master profession so that I can stop having to bait my own traps. 10 more crab pots were crafted and baited on the morning of spring day 10 and spring day 11. For those of you following along, that makes 40 crab pots total. I did finally run out of room in the lagoon behind the farmhouse though, which meant collecting from the pots was going to start ensuring I reached my daily step count. I was shocked to see I still hadn't hit level 6 fishing by the 12th. I had been getting kinda lucky with catching not trash, and thought I would have collected enough fishing XP to start progressing towards level 10. Recycling machines 5 and 6 were crafted before I tried fishing on my farm to help boost my XP. But the beach farm is just like any farm, seemingly void of significant aquatic life forms and chock full of garbage. So it took until day 13 to hit level 6. I hit level 5 mining on day 15 and easily chose the miner profession to bulk up my copper hauls. I also added 10 more crab pots on spring day 15, bringing me halfway to my goal of 100 crab pots. Which reminded me that fishing level 10 was still miles away and the buggies were becoming super annoying. So I got to fishing and hit level 7 on the 17th. Fishing on the 18th got me 5 deluxe bait. I crafted 10 more pots, 5 of which got the good stuff, and went to bed to see the results, which were lackluster to say the least. 2 of the 5 magic pots were deluxe garbage, and the other 3 required a specialty pickup due to their shift in quality. I crafted 2 more recycling machines after fishing all day and went to bed. I hit level 8 fishing on day 20, which was more annoying than anything. Day 21 saw 10 new crab pots and 2 new recycling machines. And on day 22, I realized just how much money I had been accumulating throughout the duration of this challenge, and thought it might be a good idea to talk to Morris, buy the membership, and unlock the minecarts over the next few days to make getting to and from my crab pot resources a bit easier. And so I did, all while hitting level 5 foraging on day 23, selecting the forester profession, and adding yet another 10 crab pots, bringing me up to 80 total. 10 more crab pots and 2 more recycling machines were crafted on day 26. I opted to open the quarry bridge on the 27th to take full advantage of any copper and coal nodes just hanging out over there feeling underappreciated, and damn near drowned in the stuff on the 28th after waking up with new level 9 fishing status. Almost freaking there. Summer offered more of the same stuff. Chopping down trees for wood, mining up copper for bars, slicing bugs into pieces for bait, and of course, emptying and baiting my crab pots. I built my 100th crab pot on summer day 1, which was super exciting, but also looked insane. Summer day 3 provided me an infested floor 21, which usually means bad things, but helped me harvest enough buggies to quiet my fishing level 10 anxiety. I also found this bewitching new hat. 100 crab pots were only producing an average of about 4,500 gold a day, which was not nearly as much as I thought 100 crab pots would produce. You hear a number like 100 and you think, wow, that's a lot. But compared to 140,000, 100 is teeny tiny. So I constructed 10 more crab pots on day 4, followed by yet another 10 crab pots on day 5. Going overboard much? Yeah, but kinda also no. 120 crab pots ahoy! The environmental event happened on summer day 7 this time, which I was fine with because I was less than 500 gold shy of buying the bus upgrade. What was even more fine with me was finally hitting level 10 fishing from plucking the pots with exactly 10 bait to spare. Of course, I crafted 10 more crab pots for a total of 130, using up the last of my bait, the last of my copper, and the last of my patience. Day 8 marked my first day of actually being totally over this challenge. I thought about crafting more pots now that I didn't have to bait them myself, but not eating the bug guts made copper-thin mining levels a chore. So instead, I crafted 4 final recycling machines with my 4 remaining iron bars and resigned to never return to the mines again. I also bought the bus on this day, BTW. I paid for the greenhouse on summer day 13, leaving only the boulder removal on the Joja docket. With my 130 crab pots, I had been averaging around 6,000 gold daily. As long as that remained my average, I predicted I would be good to go on or about the 16th, which I was, and with gold to spare. I finished this challenge on summer day 17, which is shocking to me. Honestly, I thought I'd be doing this well into winter, likely because I never actually thought I'd craft 100 pots, let alone 130. The beach was absolutely the right choice for me, which was equally as shocking. The most shocking thing, I think, is the fact that I crafted over 2,000 pieces of bait for this challenge. I liked learning that torches are worth 5 gold a pot, and that outside of lobster, I caught all the crab pot fish in pretty equal quantities. There are a couple of things I would do differently if I ever, for whatever reason, forgot that I've done this challenge already, such as fishing more consistently to hit level 10 fishing sooner, and crafting crab pots as I was able to, instead of waiting until I had a nice round multiple of 5. All in all though, I'm happy to finally put this behind me. Sorry, I'm a little crabby. If you attempt this challenge, please leave your results in the comments below. And until next time, happy challenging, or whatever.